see sucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, welcome to Schenectady today in and around the capital region. We're so happy you're joining us today. We have a great show again. Every week we have such wonderful guests. I guess that's what keeps me going, is to meet all these great people. But this week we're going to be, our first segment will be from the town of Niskayuna. We'll be talking to two of the council members. Then we're going to be talking about an organization that I was not too aware of, but now I know, and it's like an amazing organization, Sponsor a Scholar. And we're going to be meeting two of the scholars. And then we're going over to one of my favorite places to visit is the Landis Arboretum. And it's so great if you want to learn about plants, and they're having a plant sale. We'll learn all about that. And then we're going to find out about the Mendelssohn Club of Albany, and they're doing a great concert. It's collegiate songs, and who doesn't love those rousing songs? And then we're going to be talking about National Astronomy Day coming up on May 11th here at MySci in the Dudley Observatory. And they're going to wrap up the show with a gentleman that's been on the show before. He has done some wonderful work at the Chautauqua village in Africa, and they're doing with sports, and he's trying to encourage more women to get into sports, and they're getting equipment down there for them. Fabulous, fabulous project that he's working on. And for our breaks today, I forgot what our breaks are going to. Oh yeah, right. We're going to be talking about beer making. Back in 2007, I believe, Roger Savoy was on talking about beer making. And I just came across his video, and I said, that was such a fun video. It was a long time ago, but we had a good time doing it. So it was in our old studio. But right now we're going to go to our Niskayuna Town Council. Two of our members are here. Next to me is Lisa Weber, and next to her is Denise McGraw. And Denise Murphy McGraw, excuse me, I got to get that Murphy in the middle there, you know, the Irish.
My parents would be happy. Thank you, Ann, as always.
And see my microphone. If it doesn't fall off, it drops down. So there it goes again. Sorry. So anyway, so tell me what's going on.
Well, Ann, usually I come on and I talk about whatever community program I'm involved in most recently, but this time I have a great honor and privilege. Lisa and I were very happy to attend last week 2 meetings that honored
two of them.
Ann Perillo.
Yeah.
And we just really were thrilled. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are the New York Older Citizen of the Year.
Yeah, could you change that name a little bit?
We're calling her the New York Seasoned Citizen of the Year, everyone. And we're just thrilled. And no one better epitomizes a commitment to community, a commitment to volunteerism. I think, as we can all attest, who come here and watch the show each and every week.
We have great guests, don't we? And
That's
talk about what
fantastic.
we get out to the public.
And that's really it. And I was so pleased that not only Schenectady County was able to recognize you, the governor and the state government also saw what a treasure you are to this capital region.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
I'm speechless.
And Lisa and I last week we did a little something for you at the Niskayuna Town Board meeting as well.
Thank
we
you.
were
We were
honored to
thrilled.
do that.
Thank you, Lisa.
We were thrilled to pass this resolution in your honor because we in the town of Niskayuna truly value the work that you do each and every day.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I love Niskayuna. You know that. I've lived there for 37 years.
You have,
Does that make me older?
No, more seasoned, better, more accomplished.
Yeah.
But you've done so much for the town of Niskayuna as well. You've really been our champion for public access TV.
Yeah.
You're our representative on that board and have been for a number of years.
The Open Stage Media Advisory Board, yeah.
So you've really held it together for us in a number of ways and always willing to recognize what we're doing and lend your expertise. And you also get out the good word about a lot of other volunteer organizations.
Well, we call it Schenectady Today in and around the capital region because our show does kind of spread out into, like, we're going to Esperance today and we're going to Albany, and I mean, so we kind of move in. We live in a community, right, Lisa?
Oh, absolutely.
And we need to encourage people to spread out. Last week we talked about Sharon Springs with the Beekman.
The Beekman boys.
So, you know, we do try and not only the capital region, but we are a community, a large community. We're not just isolated. And I'm so happy that I live in a Tri-City area. Imagine if you lived in one little town and you know.
That's all you knew.
And that's all
Right.
you know.
We attract so much here. And we try to, and Lisa tries to, as chair of our community programs and seniors programs, try to get out that word as well.
Exactly.
We have a wonderful senior
You do.
programming at our senior center.
Every time
We
I
have
look, I go, gee,
art
I wish I had
lectures.
time.
We have exercise programs that run for free throughout the week. We have trips. On Saturday, we're taking a bus into the Tulip Festival in Albany, so folks don't have to drive. And we just have wonderful programming, and that is open to everybody. So you don't have to live in Niskayuna.
Oh, you don't? I
No,
thought
you don't
basically
have
you had to live.
You don't
okay.
have to live in Niskayuna
Okay.
to come to our center and to attend all the great things that
Right,
we
and
have.
this is center up on
going-
the hill there.
Going
Absolutely,
on.
yeah.
And,
Best
one
view
of
in
our,
town.
Yeah, one of our new things that we're doing is iPad classes
Oh,
for
nice.
people
Yeah.
to come in.
Well,
we got
get
a
into
grant.
technology because so
Yeah.
many older Americans, did not grow up with this technology.
Right.
And unless you, like me, I'm constantly learning about new technology, but some just, they're afraid of it.
I was thrilled to see the show will be on YouTube now,
Yeah.
and that's really one of the key pieces.
Yeah.
If folks can watch it on YouTube, they can learn how to do it at our program
Exactly.
on iPad. Yeah, so that's really great.
So with community events, I just want to give a big shout out because you have your wonderful concerts in the summer.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have, right. That's thanks to a grant from Schenectady County, and those will be continuing again on Thursday evenings under the gazebo. And again, everybody is open to come. They're welcome to come no matter where they live in Schenectady or anywhere else in the capital
So
region.
it's welcoming.
Right, open to
And I
everybody.
guess, please forgive me if I'm off base here, but what happened on the farmer's market? Is that happening?
Oh,
Yes,
thanks for asking.
We are very busy.
I mean, I
and
know it's
active.
on and one of those things.
I just met this week with our farmers market committee. Applications will soon be going out in the mail to those who have contacted us and expressed interest, and those that are known to the Niskayuna Co-op as people who have worked with them in the past. Again, if you'd like to be part of the market, we're still looking for members to volunteer as part of our committee, and we're still looking for interested vendors. Then we'll be getting back the vendor applications and sorting out by category. It looks like we're going to have 12 spaces.
Nice. Now,
available.
these are going to be at the but the corner
co-op.
of
At the co-op, yep.
not
At the
not Street
in
and Balltown Road.
Right, in the side lot
Okay.
of the co-op. There'll be 12 spaces available. It'll be 3 days. This is really a trial run to see how well received the market will be.
People love the markets because I know they're
Right.
getting fresh
Exactly.
produce and stuff.
Exactly. We also have some crafters who would like to join us and sell some handcrafted
Nice,
goods.
nice.
And
And buy local, buy
Absolutely.
local, buy
Exactly.
local.
Absolutely.
And the co-op is a locally
Prime
owned,
example of that, yeah.
prime example of a group that has created kind of a community. You know, you
Absolutely.
buy
Right.
like for $5.
You feel at home when
yeah,
you go there. and
Exactly.
it's not a commercial for the co-op, but it's a very special
Yeah,
location,
yeah.
and we'd just like to capitalize
because you're
on that.
partnering with them, so
right,
I
that's
think
why
we
it
should
was
give
a
them a little
real,
shout
a
out.
real priority for us to work with our residents and work with the co-op to really give the people of Niskayuna a farmers market that they can really own and they can be part of the development of and part of the running of, and they can really feel like that this is their farmers market.
Now, we couldn't close this interview without mentioning Niska Day.
Thank
No.
you. Thank you again.
Yes.
It's coming up a few more weeks.
I know.
Hats off to Niska Day. So
Exactly.
we're thrilled.
It's really it's the best day of the year.
It
and
starts in the morning and it just keeps on going, right?
Ends with the fireworks. So hopefully no rain this year, and we will.
Exactly. We're hoping that all the rain that we're getting now is
over with.
Right. Is for Mother Nature to get all the rain out of the way so that it's nice and sunny for Niska Day. And of course, the town sponsors the fireworks every year. And
And
we're
where are
looking
the
forward
fireworks held?
to that.
At the high school area?
Those are held at
the
the Zenner soccer field.
Yes.
At the soccer field? Oh,
Yes.
good. Okay, good. I
which is
wasn't
behind
sure where
Craig
they were.
School.
Yeah.
And everyone looks forward to
Yeah,
that
that's-
every year, from the parade in the
music,
morning
and there's just
to
everything
the
going
music
on.
and the all of the games and the rides and then
It's an
information
event
tent.
for everybody. It's not
Exactly.
just Niski. No, I mean, we're not, you know,
No, it's
we're not
In
keeping
the end,
everybody out. We want everybody come.
We want
Everybody-
people to come visit our community.
Everybody is welcome.
And I won't even talk about South Park, but
No,
that
no. But I don't want to leave without saying And this is about you today.
Exactly.
We were so proud to be there at the Glenville Senior Center last week where Schenectady County honored you. They had dozens of applications and nominations, and yours was the best of the best.
Oh my
It makes
God.
our entire community proud. And you will go off in a couple of weeks to the state capitol
Yeah.
and be honored by the state legislature and the governor as the Older New Yorker of the Year. It is incredible, and I'm just so pleased and so proud and not at all surprised.
Thank you both very much. It'll be fun, and I guess I'll be at the county legislative meeting coming up.
Yes, county
so
legislative meeting
they're
on
just-
May 14th. We'll
and-
be honoring
and I'm-
the, all of the nominees and the awardees of the Older New Yorker Award for the county, and that
There's
was
so
Ann
many
Perillo,
people though that
And,
are so deserving.
It's a great group. It's a great group.
Mary and Lawrence King.
They are amazing.
Yes, they were the other awardee of the Schenectady County Older New Yorker of the Year Award, and they have done tremendous amount of
Tremendous,
work
yeah.
in our community for the past many years, volunteering for a rehab center, volunteering in the prison library,
Amazing.
volunteering to teach line dancing in our senior center for many years, and I'd like to extend our congratulations. We also nominated Dave West, who started
Yep,
the
and
Repair
he's
Cafe.
been on the show as well.
Exactly.
In the Schenectady County Library. So we're just fortunate to have so many wonderful volunteers
That are energetic and keep
in
going, right?
Schenectady
Yeah.
County, and they're a tremendous role model for everybody and an inspiration.
Volunteerism is really very important, and it brings the person who volunteers gets, I think, sometimes more back.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree
And
100%.
thank you
I want to
so
thank
much.
you both
Thank
for
you
being
for having
here.
us.
We're going to take a break and talk
Great.
about
Thank you so much.
sponsor a scholar.
Another
great organization
to volunteer with.
Stay tuned. I'm Ann Perillo. You're watching Schenectady Today in and around the Capital Region. Just pop you off there. Whoa. Kitchen, Roger Savoy, my favorite wine and beer maker.
Oh, thank you
From
so much,
Hennessy
Ann.
Homebrew Emporium. What are you doing? I was watching you over there, and I smell this wonderful smell made by mouthwater.
Well, it probably smells a lot like bread since it's
Yes,
the
it
same
does.
ingredients that you're making beer out of, malt, and so it's a nice
What's this?
sweet.
This is
That's
hops, isn't it? Yeah.
yes, and actually that hops comes from Kinderhook, from the National Historic Site at Martin Van Buren's, and when I was there a couple of weeks ago, I brewed beer with that. That was planted during the time of Martin Van Buren. So those hops,
Plants are still going.
those plants you can still find them in the woods from when New York was a major producer back in the 1800s, early 1800s. Actually, you can just throw a handful of that in there. We'll
good,
add that to
good,
the mix
good.
there. It's
This is really now
Yeah,
hops.
this is-
They look like buds or something.
they're called cones.
That's enough?
Yeah, we'll throw another handful in. It's really not very much.
This is good.
Um,
Got me to work.
they're
here.
yeah, they're called.
I love the smell of this stuff. Oh,
yeah.
it's so
oh,
good.
and there's dozens of
Sweet.
different kinds. There's 30 or 40 different kinds of hops. And most people don't know, but actually right now we're having a lot of turmoil in the brewing industry.
And here we are back again. I'm Ann Perillo. We're watching Schenectady Today in and around the Capital Region. With me I have Laura Mark. She's the Executive Director of Sponsor a Scholar. Capital Region. Sponsor a Scholar. I'm sure there's more in the area. And you brought two scholars with you. My goodness.
did.
And you've brought two of them. Erica. I'm sorry. Erica is over there, and we have Louisa right here. So tell me, how did you pick these lovely ladies?
Well, they can introduce themselves, but they are part of our graduating class of scholars this year, and so
How many?
We have 30 that are graduating, 10
really?
from each school, Troy, Schenectady, and Albany. And so they can tell you about where they're heading off to college, but we're really proud of all the work that they've
How
put in.
exciting, huh? Now, they give you a little break on your tuition, is that it?
We provide financial assistance, so they,
Right.
as part of the program, we have supporters who, and they'll get a $750 stipend at the end of every successful completion of each semester of college.
Wow, that's
For
pretty
a total
good.
of $6,000. And
Yeah.
really the purpose is we're a college access and success program, so we begin working with students when they're in 10th grade, and we continue working with them throughout college, providing
This is
really
a wonderful
unique,
program.
it's a really unique individualized approach
Yeah.
for select students that are in the program to help them with
And how do they
AP
apply?
fees. So we work through, we have guidance counselors that also
Okay.
work with our program in each high school. and they're selected. It's all low-income students, so they have to be eligible for free and reduced lunch. They're about B average students that really have the potential and the desire to go to college.
Wonderful. Okay, let's go, Louisa. Tell me about you and what school you're going to.
Well, I'm going to St. Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got accepted through HEOP, so.
That's up by the Canadian border.
Yeah, crossing a lot.
And what are you going to specialize in? And what's or have you decided to on a major?
I want to do zoology in the future.
Oh, I love
But as of now, I'll probably specialize I'll just do bio because they don't have like a special zoology program.
Well, you can do biology, and then you can have a subspecies. I don't think that's the word you use.
Zoology,
it works,
right?
really. Selected major, or minor, I guess they call it. But no, biology and zoology is a wonderful field. And what would you like to do after you graduate? What is your dream?
Eventually, when I'm like maybe in my 40s and 50s, I want to have my own sanctuary for like wildlife.
That's one. There's one in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larrabee has one. West Larrabee has a sanctuary and he also does rehabilitation as well. You should visit that. If you haven't been there, you should go. Really great. It's called a Red Maple Farm, I believe. Okay, you're next, Erica. Tell me about you and what your choice is.
I'm going to Hobart and William Smith Colleges.
Where? I'm sorry?
Hobart and William Smith.
Hobart? Oh, okay, great.
I'm doing pre-law or political science. That's my major. I want to study abroad though, because I don't know what kind of job I want in the future. So.
Well, you're talking about pre-law to start with. Well, that gives you a leg up, sort of. You can kind of make your decisions based on that. With law, you can almost do anything.
Yeah.
Because even if you're in a profession, like I was a pharmacist, but many of my classmates went on to law to specialize in pharmacy law, whereas you could do that, find out your little niche. Maybe you could do zoology law. You could work together, who knows? How do you raise your money, Laura?
So we are funded through individuals, foundations, corporations. We have, just a vast community of people who really believe in and support our scholars and believe in what we do. So.
And you have a big event coming up as well.
We do. So June 5th is our Scholars Celebration, and that's when we honor all of our scholars that are graduating this year. It's really about our mission and about the scholars, but it's also a wonderful opportunity for people from the community to meet our scholars, learn more about our programs, and to get involved.
And that's what we're doing today. We're trying to get the word out, because if they're not aware of it, and as I said, when Laura told me about it, I go, well, gee, I don't know too much about that. I went to their website, and oh my gosh, I was overwhelmed with the information and what they're doing. Aren't you excited about this? This is great, isn't it?
Yeah. And one of the big parts about our program is our mentoring. So each scholar, when they come into the program, is matched with a professional adult mentor. And it's really another adult in their corner who's helping them, guiding them, rooting for them.
Right.
Louisa, your mentor, you've had a great relationship.
I love my mentor. It's Becky Daniel. She works at Discover Schenectady.
Well, what's going to happen is you'll have that lifelong relationship. How about you, Erica?
My mentor moved.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
But you can still keep in touch.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for email. So I didn't ask either one of you, but what high school are you going to right now?
Schenectady High School.
And you?
Schenectady
You're both
too.
from Schenectady High School. Yeah, they got a great fine arts department too over there, don't they?
The best
Oh my
part of the
gosh,
building.
this is wonderful that you brought two students here.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they have to go to school today, right?
I think they were excited to miss a little bit.
A little bit. That's all right. It's a good cause. Good cause. Tell your teachers that. Really, I'm kidding. So if somebody wants to make a donation, how would they do that?
Yes, so they just go to our website at crsas.org, and there's a donate button on there. They could also purchase tickets for the June 5th celebration. We would love
And that's
to have
going to be at the
anyone
Hilton, isn't it?
in Troy.
Yeah.
So we'd love to have anyone there who would like to attend, or if they want to just come and learn more. If they can't make that event but want to come to our offices or to our homework sessions that are held every
Homework
week after
sessions.
school.
Oh.
So as part of their requirement for being in the program, they have to attend a 1-hour homework session. We provide tutors so that they can get the homework help they need to really
And this is weekly?
keep them on track weekly in each
Okay.
school. So
Okay.
there's lots of opportunities for people to get involved.
So they could get
and we would
volunteer
love
to be
for-
a mentor.
Yes, absolutely. And so just contact us and we'll be happy to set them up and give them more information.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I'm so glad, first of all, that you even contacted
Well,
me on
thank
this
you
because I didn't
for
know anything
having
about
us
it.
come on.
But see, this is what I learned, and this is what's so much fun, you know, that you just learn so much on this show.
And they
even
were very
I do
excited
too.
to be on set this
Yeah,
morning.
and this is your first
so-
time on TV?
Yeah.
Whoa. Just because 5 million people are watching you, don't worry about it. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you both for being here, and I wish you good fortune and happiness and lots of exciting future for you, no matter what you go into. Who knows? Never know, you might be on the front page of the paper discovering something that.
And then you'll say I had them on my
And I
show.
can say, and I'm going to write their names down because I don't change your names. See, I'm an advocate. Women don't change your names. That's just my feeling. But anyway, thank you both for being here. It's such a pleasure to meet you both, and you look so happy with your future. And I know things are going to go great for you. Thanks, Laura,
you,
for
ma'am.
everything that
Yeah.
you do as well. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, you wonder what these plants are behind us. Oh, we're going to be talking with the Landis Arboretum, and we're going to find out more about that. And that's part of biology, too, by the plant. Good. Stay tuned. Okay, good.
So in production of hops, Germany had some problems with too much rain. Other places
okay,
with
so
too little. We've had prices double and more in some of our hops. There's been a worldwide shortage of grains, exacerbated by drought in many places, including Australia, and also, if you read the paper this morning, the Times Union was talking about the higher price of food. This is the same thing. Biofuels, the politicians in their zeal to
Biofuels, they're cutting down on food.
Well,
We need to get more land.
It's a misguided effort to increase, at least using corn. It doesn't make any sense. So a lot
sugar cane.
Sugarcane.
Well, actually, Roger Savoy was talking about hops and growing hops, and he's trying to grow them from the Schuyler Mansion. I guess they have some plants there or something from way back when. Who knows? So we're kind of transitioning from beer and hops and all that good stuff and malt that goes into there to plants at the Arboretum. I mean, that's a stretch, isn't it?
Not really. It might be a timely thing to do, really.
Actually.
Hops used to be huge in our county. And,
What?
Our hops were really big in Schoharie County for
Oh,
a
were
long
they?
time. Yep,
See?
yep. So,
See,
you know,
so
and they
really
do
that
really
wasn't
well.
a big stretch, was
No,
it?
in fact,
We
we've
got
got
the
some
land.
at Landis Arboretum. So we've got some growth.
Exactly. So we're going to be talking with, Amy is going to be showing us some plants in just a minute. Jim Paley here is the president, and we have the executive director, Fred Briglia here. So we're going to be talking about your plant, book, and bake sale.
Plant sale, book sale, a bake sale,
Yeah.
everything combined.
PBB. Yeah.
Yep, it's our biggest fundraiser for the year.
Yeah.
And it has been since the 50s.
Yeah,
for
and you've been
Landis
coming,
Arboretum.
you haven't been coming on since that long, but you've been on the show to talk about this in the past.
Yep.
Tell us when it is and why you want people to come.
Well, the sale's May 18th and 19th this year. It'll be running from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The sale's free. In terms of coming, the attendance
Sure,
is
just
free.
come and
And we also give free tours. There's no parking fees. There's an incredible, I like to say probably the best used gardening book sale that we've ever seen. We call it Barn and Noble because it's in our
Barn and Noble. Oh, you're
no
introducing
trademarks
too
on
much,
that one.
Too much, yeah.
It's just a really great time to come see the Arboretum too, because everything's really in bloom. We have a lot of flower power happening during
I know
that time.
one thing I really enjoyed about the Arboretum when I've been there is that everything is labeled. So you kind of know what you're looking at when you look at a tree or something. You know, well, what is that tree or whatever it is.
Absolutely, and we've even added what we call QR codes now to a lot of our Arboretum.
So they can-
So you can scan them with your smartphone,
Yeah.
and we get great reception up there on the mountain, and we've incorporated audio files, so you can actually take virtual tours. The entire native plant trails laid out that way, and if you want to know the history, you scan it when you get there.
This is so cool. How do you support yourselves?
Well, fundraisers like the plant sale are one of the big ones. Memberships are huge. We got some great friends out there.
And you have a president that's really
He's top shelf. Top shelf.
How
We also
did you
get-
get involved?
I was recruited by a friend of mine that ran a nursery that I used to buy things from.
Oh, okay.
And one thing
He
led
said
to
you buy a
another.
plant, you might as well be president of an organization.
Pretty much.
But also, we are very fortunate to have a good grant writer. So we've been lucky to get some well-supported grants for some of our programs. For example, during the summer, we have a full moon music series that's funded. And we have June, July, August, and September. The Friday closest to the full moon, we have music up in the meeting house, which has phenomenal acoustics.
I know.
Just amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a BYO function, indoors. You have a view of the valley, and the moonrise is usually.
Sounds like a romantic place
It's really
to be.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
really beautiful. Who's the sponsor on that grant that we get from them?
Well, it's the Arts Council. New York
Oh, the
State
Arts
Council covers a lot of it. It's not covered in full. We put some of our
Well,
own
you got
money
and,
into
and
it
you're
as well.
raising money, and,
Yep.
and
Right.
now we're going to talk about some plants, right?
Excellent. One of the benefits about being a member is that you get to come Friday evening to our pick of the pots, so you're seeing the plants earlier than the public
Oh,
would.
okay.
And there's a 10% discount as part of your membership,
Okay.
so take advantage of that.
And you can purchase those plants that night as well.
You can take them home with you.
You
Right.
can.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're going to show
Let's
us some
look at
plants here,
some.
and I guess you two are going to move over so that we can see them a little bit better. Oh, and they're all labeled with Julia. Oh, good. And
So we'll start with that one.
is that what
Do you
that's
like
called?
that one? That is a bleeding heart.
I know it's a bleeding heart, but you
Yeah.
call it a
A
dicentra?
dicentra is the genus. So,
Oh,
so
okay.
you had mentioned labeling at the Arboretum. We really want everyone to be educated about plants, so we're using the scientific name. So dicentra is the genus, and the cultivar is written with a capital letter and 2 single quotation marks there. This one is called alba. Alba in Latin means white. So this is a white bleeding heart.
Okay.
Typically, these little bleeding hearts would be red, hence the name bleeding heart, but
Yeah.
in this case, white. So
I
this is a
kind of wondered
perennial.
about that. I thought maybe they change colors. Who knows?
Well, we like to have things that are unusual
Okay.
at the plant sale. So we're doing some native plants, we're doing some perennials like this that are unusual that you wouldn't expect. Hey, why is it white? Why typically we would see it as red?
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have a program called Small Shrubs for Small Spaces.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
This one is a Weigela, and the cultivar again with capital letters and single quotations.
My Monet?
Like Monet the painter.
Wow.
And the reason is because the leaves, well, maybe you can stretch your imagination a little and say that
Well,
the leaves
Monet
look
does that.
painted,
Yeah, that is
right?
kind of the.
Kind of the impressionistic.
Yeah.
So this will flower, it will have hot pink flowers, but really we're buying it for the leaves. So green and white and pink and burgundy all on the same leaf. And this will intensify a lot as we go through the season.
Wow.
And part of the reason that we are promoting these is because the full size of the plant is just a little bit bigger than this, about 1.5 feet tall to 1.5 feet wide. So it can
So you
fit
can put it in a small
spaces.
space.
Right, right. We find a lot of suburban and urban gardens, there's not a lot of room for plants.
Yeah.
Here's another one that stays small. A lot of
The
people
rhododendron.
love
Well, those can get
rhododendrons.
very big too.
They can, right? So normally 8 feet by 8 feet or even bigger. But what do we do with that little area, maybe between your sidewalk and your house? You know, you have 3 feet
You want to
of
get a little
space.
something in there.
So this one stays only about 2 feet tall, but gets 4 to 5 feet wide. So it's like a flat pancake.
Okay.
And we get the beautiful rhododendron flower. It's going to be pink in the bud, and then opening up to a paler pink, and then finally opening up to a
Oh,
white.
they're beautiful, vibrant. Yeah.
You see the 3 different colors in one plant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this one is a type of spirea, which is a more common plant. This cultivar, though, is called Magic Carpet. Again, it will flower hot pink, and some people buy it for the flowers. But what about these leaves? A lot of times we don't realize how beautiful a plant can
Yeah.
be when it's not in flower. So the leaves
And
will
you really
open.
want it to look good no matter what.
Right. How about we have something look good spring, summer, and fall? These leaves will open up originally as they're coming forth now in the spring as a russet orange, and then they'll fade to a peachy yellow, and then they'll fade to a yellow green. And in the fall, they'll intensify to a really russet, deep red color.
Now these are all going to be available.
Yes.
So where do you? I mean, do you grow all these plants, or
So
do you?
we do consignment with local
Okay.
growers, right? And we also grow some of our own, which we call Landis grown. So
Okay.
it's a mix of both. We have another interesting thing this year called a bulb bar, and it's kind of like a little tiki hut, and we're selling bulbs. This one is a lily. And I brought it because right now, and it doesn't look like much, does it? Doesn't really look like much, only a couple inches high. I want you to think about what a plant is going to look like in its future, in its maturity. This one will get 6 to 7 feet tall.
Oh, stops. That really?
And the flowers will be almost as big as your head, and extremely fragrant. So you can come and get this at our bulb bar.
And what's that called?
This is a lily. This cultivar is called Ovada.
I didn't know that lilies would, tiger lilies and things like, they get tall and stuff, but
So
I can't imagine that tall.
And imagine how dramatic it is in the garden. So we will have some that are dwarf.
It'll be kind of one of those things that your neighbors will come and go, oh.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. As you're driving by, just make sure you're driving safely. But yeah,
Yeah.
as you're driving by.
Yeah,
Very
and don't use your
dramatic.
phone to call somebody.
And you can put this at the way back of the garden and still see it.
Yeah.
Plus the fragrance is so strong. It works well if you have it near your front door too, because you're getting that, or whatever door you're
Yeah.
going in every day. So you're getting that fragrance as you're coming in and out with your groceries, etc.
Oh, that's really nice. Now, these are all going to be available at the sale, and that people can go and purchase them. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And right on the spot.
On the
They
spot,
can take
yes.
them with them.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And they're very cold hardy. We'll point out as well. A lot of the plants that you often get at different places, well, they look really beautiful at the garden center, but are they actually cold hardy? Are they going to live in your yard, tried and true for years and years?
Yeah.
And the plants that we specialize in
You know,
are not
because
only unusual,
this is where
but they're,
this is the
they're-
natural habitat.
yeah, we like sort of tough plants for tough spots, and it works well. And if you plant the right spot, plant in the right spot, it should theoretically flourish as long as you're planting it right. And
So we want
that's
to
sort of our
remind
trademark.
people about going to their plant sale, and that date will be the 18th and the 19th, I believe.
That's right.
Oh, I got this on the
Yep,
wrong
it's
date
always the
here, but-
weekend after Mother's Day in the spring, so should you ever forget, that's a good reminder. And definitely stay, visit our website, landusarboretum.org. It's our overall best marketing tool, and on there you'll find every date for all the programs. We have adult programs, we have star parties
And
where
this
the
is in
astronomers come at night.
Esperance, by the way. We didn't mention it's in Esperance.
That's right, yeah, it's a short,
Not too
literally
far
30
from-
minutes
from the Capital
here.
Region.
Took me 30 minutes to get here this morning.
And believe me, I've been there. It's an experience that you will enjoy and go back many times. Thank you all for being here. It's
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure to
Our
have
pleasure.
you here.
Thanks for having
and
us.
to
See you
see
again.
these wonderful plants here.
Thanks.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about music next. We're going to be talking about, because you did talk a little bit about music, but we're going to be talking about the Mendelssohn Club of Albany. Stay tuned.
Makes a better fuel. You can't run your car on alcohol. I mean, it just doesn't. You can run on alcohol.
And we're going to find out about
And
it.
we're going to find out about it. So
Now,
anyway,
can you make a beer that tastes pretty good?
well, if you like,
you'd
if you
tweak
like,
this
say,
a little bit,
C.H.
right?
Evans or the Browns or any other craft brewed beer, you can duplicate what they make. And as a matter of fact, many of the of the brewers started as home brewers, and they just got carried away. And
I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to I don't know if you know what we're looking at, but I'm going to tip this a little bit. It's kind of dark. Can you see that on camera? Here, I'm going to do it one more time. You can see it's dark.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
Well, here we are back again, and what we're poor little lambs who have gone astray?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No? No? Isn't that one of those collegiate songs?
It could be, but we're not doing that one.
You're not doing that one.
not
That's the
doing
only one
that.
I know.
Well, we've got Williams, we've got Cornell, we've
Okay.
got a little Michigan, we've got Notre Dame.
Oh, Michigan has a
Yeah,
rousing
yeah.
song.
We
Notre
just-
Dame, there you
Yeah.
go.
Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse too. So it's great American songs and collegiate songs.
Yeah.
And we're having, as our guest artists, some men a cappella from Williams College.
Oh.
So we thought it'd be great to have a set, of alma mater and collegiate songs as well as them singing. So that's our title this year, which is really, really cool.
Well, we're talking right now. This might be on the radio, so I have to kind of announce this every so often. We're talking with the representatives, Jeff Vandenberg, and he is actually the conductor. And then we have Michael Donegan, who is the president of the Mendelssohn Club of Albany. And your concerts are amazing.
Thank you.
You bring in so much, and you bring in young people too to kind of get them involved.
Yeah, a little bit of balance. And so it's going to be really, really great. We also have a violinist coming, Ryan Delaney. He's working at South Colony. He's going to play violin for one of our tunes, a Civil War tune. So it's good. I think it'll be a nice
You're real.
mix.
When you talk about American, you're talking American back to Civil War. Whoa.
We are. It's a veterans tune
I was looking
from
for
the Civil
doo-wop,
War.
but I guess that wasn't going to work, right?
But we do have jazz,
Okay.
and we do have Broadway, and we do have sacred music. So it's a great mix of pieces. It really is.
Yeah. Who chooses those pieces?
Our music committee and me. So
Okay.
we just try to work it together to get a nice mix that the men enjoy, that the audience will enjoy, and we'll sell tickets
Yeah, absolutely. And where are you doing this?
at Chancellor's Hall
Great place.
on
Isn't it?
Friday,
Isn't that a great place?
May 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's,
It's a wonderful venue. The acoustics are phenomenal in that place.
Yeah.
So they can go to the plant sale, come back and go to the concert.
They could.
See, you can do it all.
Actually,
Yeah.
ours is the night before the plant sale.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. They can do it all. This weekend. Make a big weekend of it. How many are in your?
I think we're around 55, 60.
This semester, yeah, we're singing with 55 or so.
55.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is.
How do you get them all together?
Well, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, in terms of actually wrangling them or
Well,
getting them to join.
I'm thinking you got to wrangle. I mean, because these are busy people.
They are, but
they are.
it's the interesting thing about the Mendelssohn Club is we are a club, not just a choir. So there's a social aspect to everything too. So the fellows like to get together.
So you have a little.
We have an afterglow.
Oh, an afterglow.
Yes, we do
okay.
have an afterglow, just to keep the camaraderie going.
Exactly.
We have an outing that we go to after the spring semester is over. But we enjoy each other's company, and we enjoy male choral singing. And so,
There's nothing so vibrant, I think, when you get a male choir together, chorus together.
We just had a concert this past weekend at New Scotland Presbyterian Church, and it was a great small, intimate church and with wood and plaster, and the men unbelievably sounded great there.
Yeah, I know. You probably the acoustics were
the
just
acoustics
perfect.
they were
just phenomenal.
So how many concerts do you give a year?
Formal concerts, we do one in the holidays and one in the spring, but we have sung for the Colony Senior Center, we sang for the Veterans Miracle Network.
So you
we
do
sang,
some pro bonos as well.
Absolutely.
When you do these concerts, whoever decides this, and it's you, Jeff, I know, you have to do different concerts. In other words, in the fall you're doing one concert, in the spring you're doing a different concert. So the music is not the same.
It's not the same, right? And so that we, have a large
You have
repertoire stuff.
I was going to say you have a
we have
repertoire.
some standard things we use, like the veterans. We reuse things, plus add some new things, like this new tune we're doing called "Tell My Father" from the Civil War is a really great thing about the soldier singing about his father, and he's going to be obviously possibly dying, and it's a great poignant thing. So we would add that to the repertoire, which is a brand new piece.
We have a huge music library in storage, so we have thousands of pieces that we can choose from. And as Jeff indicated, the music committee, a bunch of dedicated gentlemen, some of them past presidents or fellows who've been in the club for many years, get together and they meet several times and work this out. I mean, we've already got the holiday concert planned, and most of next spring is in the works already.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I can't even imagine what you have to do, the organizational background of picking and making sure you had enough copies of the music.
There's so many guys who are supporting this. We have a great exec council with Mike, and then we have a music committee, and then we have people who work on the finances, and so everyone's working together, and there's so much camaraderie. There really is. Right from the rehearsals to the concerts to the afterglows to the outings. It's really super.
Do you ever include the wives?
Oh, yes.
We do.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I'm just checking.
We just had a social event with the
did,
wives.
a week ago.
Yeah.
See,
Actually, it was very nice.
So then they can allow their husbands to kind of get
and I mean,
involved.
obviously the wives and families come to, we have afterglows after every concert, and that's open to all of our members' families and friends to come to those as well.
And what time, first of all, ask what time does the concert start?
7:30.
7:30, and there is a fee for it.
There is, $22.
Okay.
And if more than 10, and then it goes to
18, I believe.
18.
Yeah.
Down a little bit.
Yeah. So go to the concert, enjoy it, and if you've never been to Chancellor's Hall,
Beautiful place.
that's a
Great
beautiful
place.
place to
The mural there.
the mural behind
it's
you,
gorgeous.
and it's just such a And the balcony. I mean, it's just such a great place to
It
be,
is.
I think. I love that place anyway, to be there. And if a gentleman is watching this right now or listening to it on YouTube or listening to it on the radio, how would they join you?
Well, we will start up again in September. We usually start the very first Wednesday after Labor Day at New Covenant Presbyterian Church on Western Avenue in Albany. Come on down, sing with us a few times. There's a very informal audition that will happen after you've been with us a little while and see if you like what we're doing. But also, just to follow up quickly on what you said, if you want tickets to the concert, www.mendelsohn.org, and there's a number on there and an email address where
and they can get your tickets right on the thing. And not only that, but when you go to their website, you'll find out about all their events coming up and maybe how to join, whatever.
And we have a Facebook page. We come into the 21st century.
Wow. I will post this on your Facebook page.
Thank you.
When I
That'd
post
be great.
it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us
have
again.
a wonderful concert, and I hope that you have a wonderful crowd. I know that every time I go, it seems like you're packed. Yeah, everybody comes. They even sit up in the balcony.
They do.
Too, to hear. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to find out about National Astronomy Day coming up on May 11th. Lots of good things coming up. Stay tuned.
Thanks, dear.
Yeah,
It's
good.
always a great pleasure.
We have got some, not very much, but there's some dark grains. This is called a chocolate malt. It's it's mostly for the color, but it does, because it's roasted. If you think about toast, okay, when you're making toast in the morning,
It tastes different than white bread.
Well, yes, and as you cook it, you first cook it, and it's a very light toast, it has some sweet notes to it, and as you cook it more and more, it starts to get a little roasty, and then until, of course, when it's very dark and it has some astringent taste, and all of those are duplicated in the grains when they process them. Now, what we got over here is a plate with some grains on here. This is 3 of the 4 main ingredients that.
Well, that's Roger Savoy making beer, and I didn't know that you cooked it, but he said you don't have to cook it. So that's. Have you ever made beer?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
We'll have
Made
to try it
wine
sometime.
a little bit, but that didn't even turn out very good either. So I don't know. I think my beer wouldn't be too good either. Astronomy Day, National Astronomy Day. Now this is where you find out what your fortune is?
No, not quite, not quite.
That's astrology.
Yes, we got to make sure that we know the difference.
Yeah.
Right.
So National Astronomy Day, how do we celebrate that?
Yeah, so come out to my sign, the Dudley Observatory. We're celebrating this Saturday. It's a big national event. It started in the 1970s as like a grassroots thing where people all across the country just, wanted to share astronomy.
Look up at the sky.
Exactly. And they wanted to show that, you didn't have to live near a major observatory to celebrate. You could just go out in your backyard and look up at the stars and enjoy them.
And it's amazing that you, even with like a telescope, I mean, not a very expensive telescope, you can really look at the moon and you can see the craters.
Definitely,
and things,
yeah. Just a small backyard telescope will really show you the planets, the moon, anything you want to see, and then you can come visit us to see the galaxies, the nebula, the stuff that's a little farther away.
How exciting this is! And if we talked about the black hole, thing that was that. So with Astronomy Day, it's going to be at the Dudley Observatory, which they have a very good telescope
We
there.
do, a 14-inch one.
And now you're saying I can see other galaxies? Now we know the Milky Way is the galaxy that we're in,
Yes,
right?
correct.
So what other galaxies are there that we should know
Well, there's tons of them. I mean, you can see Andromeda, maybe not in downtown Schenectady, but if you go out to Landis Arboretum and join the astronomers
it's a little
there.
bit darker.
Yeah, exactly. You can definitely see the Andromeda galaxy out there. And with our telescope, we can zoom in and kind of beat the light pollution a little bit. So there's a whole bunch of different galaxies and nebula that you could check out.
Yeah, and I mean, when we look at the sky and realize there's just, I mean, to me, when I look up, when it's a clear night and I look up, I kind of imagine what would it be like to, I mean, when these astronauts go out there. I mean, can you even imagine what it would be like to get closer to those? Although they probably don't look any bigger.
Right. I mean, yeah, you might be a little bit closer, but a few hundred miles really doesn't do much for you. But the darkness is really the main thing, right? When you don't have the sun up there and it literally is pitch black and you get to see every single star you could possibly see, I can only imagine it's amazing.
And the purpose of Astronomy Day is to encourage people to to broaden their outlook
exactly,
on space. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, just enjoy space, learn something new about that science, and think towards, you know, the astronauts that we're going to send back to the moon and to Mars someday, and get excited about all of that.
Yeah, and you know, you hear about people saying, oh, you know, it'd be great to be an astronaut. And as a kid, this was before there was space travel.
Right.
I always felt that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, it's never too late, you know.
Yeah, no, well, I don't think I'm going to make it to the space mission. I don't know if I could take all those G's, you know.
Yeah, that's a lot. It'd be tough.
Have you ever gone to training? I mean, in Houston or
No,
anything?
I mean, I've
I had
visited.
a friend that did that.
Wow, no, I have, you know, visited some of the places and seen where they train the astronauts, but I have not been through anything
So you haven't
myself.
gone into free fall or anything?
No,
like
no,
that?
I want to someday though, to experience weightlessness.
It's
I
not
think it'd be
cheap
fun.
because our friend Jin Fei Bao from China
Yeah.
went to Houston and did the parabolic,
Yes.
yeah, where you
Yeah,
come
the
down.
vomit comet, as
Yeah,
they call
the
it,
vomit
right?
comet? Oh my God.
That's what the nickname is.
People do get sick.
They do, yes.
Yeah.
It's not a very pleasant feeling, but the astronauts, they have to go through special training to make sure that they can handle all of that before they actually go up to space.
We don't realize, you know, when we applaud the astronauts that go into space, we have no clue.
Right.
I mean, maybe we have an idea, but we don't have a clue of what kind of training that they have to
Right,
go
right.
through.
It's years and years of training, and, you know, going to Mars, they're starting to train, you know, think about training teenagers now who in 10, 20 years will be the adults that go to Mars. So the training starts very young, very early.
To do that. Do you think we'll ever get to Mars?
I hope so. I think we have a lot of hurdles to jump over still, but I think we will get there, for
Yeah,
sure.
so then we'll find out if there are Martians.
Yes,
Those.
exactly right.
So if to me, I like the idea of the astronomy day, but is it designed mainly for adults or for children? What is your design for this?
Yeah,
day?
so this event is really designed for families. We're only actually going to celebrate in the afternoon. We're going to do solar observing with our telescope. We've got lots of hands-on activities.
Solar observing?
Yeah, so we have a special filter that goes on the front of the telescope, and it makes it safe to zoom in on the sun with the telescope.
Okay, so you can see actually the.
Yeah, we have actually a second
flares,
smaller
or no?
telescope to look at the flares with, but you'll be able to see if there are any sunspots, so storms on the face of the sun, and yeah, see how active the sun is that
So
day.
tell me, since you're an astrophysicist,
Yes.
how long is that sun going to last us?
Oh, it's got another 4 or 5 billion years before we have to worry about it.
Don't you wonder that you think it would eventually burn out?
You know, it will. Eventually, it's going to run out of energy to burn or fuse in the middle there, but, you know, we've got some time. These stars
Do we know
are
what it's
huge.
burning at?
We do. It's burning hydrogen. It's fusing hydrogen to helium and releasing energy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it's doing. All the stars are doing that, and depending on their size, some last longer than others, but...
Until they go into nova.
Exactly, yeah. Our sun's got another 5 billion years to go before we're going to...
So it's okay. We're okay.
Yeah, we're safe. You shouldn't stress about it
You can still
at
build your
all.
houses.
No.
It's still going to be okay. So we want to encourage families to go to the event.
Yes,
and
please.
to see the sun. To me, it's pretty exciting when you look up and you can see like the solar flares. And I love the photographs.
Oh, yeah, they're really cool.
And there's actually, if you really want, you go to the library. There's astronomy magazines.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That you can take out of the library, and they have some great photographs of. And kind of like maps of the different...
Right, exactly. You can get maps online from those magazines, and the magazines have all the current science, too. You can learn about the new things that they've discovered.
Exactly, even those photographs of the black hole.
Oh, yes, yes, for sure.
So we want to encourage you to go, and the price is probably the price of admission?
Yes, you just have to pay admission to my side, the observing and activities.
Unless you have a membership.
Yes, if you have a membership, it's free.
So get a membership, and it's really not that much, and we've said this before, Valerie.
Yes.
One of the things about getting a membership is that you can go into many other museums.
Yes, yes. I think there's hundreds across the country that you can also get in
They
free
give you
too.
a list.
Yes.
You can go to
yes,
all
there's
these
tons of
museums
them.
for free. So get your memberships. Support the wonderful exhibits that are coming up, and they're having one coming up you're going to love. It's called Wolves to Woofs.
Yes.
Yeah.
The evolution of dogs. We're super
Evolution
excited
of
about
dogs.
that.
And I just watched Alpha.
Oh, great,
The
great.
movie. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it might be a little hokey, but it wasn't. It was good.
Yeah.
Check the movie out. It's good. It's called Alpha, the first dogs. Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much.
You're
for being
so
here.
welcome. Thank
and
you.
I hope that you have a great turnout for Astronomy Day. I love space.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to come down to Earth, and we're going to the continent of Africa to talk about what they're doing there to help girls and to help kids think about sports. Stay tuned.
Yeast. And the other, of course, is water. So with those 4 ingredients, you can make any kind of beer. All right, we're starting to boil like crazy here.
Yeah, I see that.
You have to be very careful because it is sugars, and when they start to boil, they can boil over. So we have a little water at hand to slow the boil, make sure it doesn't make a big mess on the counter.
Now, how much space do you need to make beer at home?
This is it, and enough to hold a big bucket.
Carboy like that.
Yeah, something like this.
So you need something like this too.
Right. You need to be able to cook it. Well, actually, you don't even need to cook it. I have this.
Well, we were just talking, and I said, I love your shoes. And he said, yeah, they need shoes there, and they don't even know how to tie them. But why would they?
They never seen them. They don't own a pair of shoes. They wear barefoot pretty much 90% of the time. So then they go from barefoot to soccer shoes. So it's like a new beginning.
So tell me, I know that you've been on the show a number of times talking about your project, the Bandabola Sports Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Your mission is really to, you work with women.
Girls mainly.
Girls mainly.
1 through 8.
Yeah.
Grade 1 through 8.
Why is sports important for them? And if it is important, how do you get your funding?
Right. First of all, it's a project to encourage children to go to school and to stay in school. And then hopefully...
And then this is a problem because they don't want to go to school?
There's no law that says the children have to go to school.
Oh, okay.
See? So they don't have to go to school. But at the same time, we're telling everybody in the world that the school is a way out of poverty.
Education, yeah.
But they don't know that. So we have to find a way how, if they cannot see what to become, it's very difficult for them to understand that school is important. So their mother, their grandfather, they don't send their kids to school. So the soccer ball can bring a kid to school.
Because they see that if I go to school,
There's
I can play
a soccer
soccer.
ball. Exactly. There's sports.
They call it football, though.
Football, yeah. So what we have, organized sports, supervision, because most stuff they play, they're not supervised. Anything to do with kids, grown-ups, they have nothing to do with it. They don't want to even be.
It's a different culture.
It's a culture. They say
it's
kid
a cultural
stuff.
thing.
Right. They say kid stuff over there. So they laughed at me because I want to give the kids a chance to play. They go, why are you doing that? You're wasting time. Give that stuff to us. They're going to sell it and make money. That's what they want. So I'm saying no.
Oh, you have an uphill battle.
Oh yeah, this is not easy. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. So with that being said, then you got the girls who do all the heavy lifting. They don't even encourage them to go to school. So the girls want to be in school. They want to play. And so the gender inequality is huge. By the way, when we go to the village, if there's a meeting, men sit over here, women sit over here. You go to classroom, girls sit over here, boys sit over here. So everything is different. So there's no mingling of talking about, them being who they are, empowering them. So I'm trying to empower the children to think about what they want to be, and then empower the girls to think what they want to be.
You see, you've got an uphill battle,
right?
Because you've got a culture that says, women, you have babies and you stay home and you clean and you just take care of, you beat the straw or whatever you do.
Get the water.
Get the water.
Yeah.
And the men go out and hunt and they
they
sit around.
They sit around. They do nothing. They're lazy.
Well, some cultures are like that.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't say that culture
No,
is,
it happens a lot. They're my people. They're my brothers. They're my uncles. They do all the things that typical. We're still in a primitive mentality. So the mindset there's change in the world. You go in the city, there's cars, there's Mercedes-Benz, but when we go in the village, we still have this primitive culture that we're still using one tool to go farming, and girls and women are still drawing water from the river, from the lake. They're drinking that water. They don't see the difference that water might not be good for you. It might give you this disease.
Well, they haven't been educated.
Well,
when you talk about education, if they don't think education is important, they're missing out on a piece of public health and whether farming. There's so many things that you can learn about farming. Do you use the same land for every crop, or do you rotate your crops?
Exactly. And health education, agriculture education, just the whole what we call the reading culture. Knowing how to read, there's zero. So what I'm trying to do.
So they're illiterate.
Right. Exactly. Very much so. 90%.
So how can you learn if you're illiterate?
That's it. They give up. They just say that's not for us. That's for white people.
No.
Yeah. They think with everything I'm doing there, this is Banda, Bola, you're doing white people stuff. That's not for us. So what I'm trying to do is change the conversation. I don't go to the grown-ups. So I'm going to change the mindset of the children. So I'm trying to motivate them to come to school. Then after that, I motivate the teachers. And then after that, maybe we're going to go to the parents.
But don't they see what you have done? You've been a coach. You've been an Olympic coach. I mean, you have a fabulous background.
Right.
Do they not see what you have become? You have been from that culture.
Exactly, that village.
And how did you change? And why can't they? I mean,
they don't see it. They cannot become what they don't see. That's why I'm trying to go. One of the things I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to build a structure, like a soccer field, where I can bring all the children who want to go to school and all the teachers, and then teach them what I've learned here. Bring all my volunteers from America, all the coaches, all the teachers. We're going to bring them in this one area. So we're trying to fundraise to build a soccer complex that has changing rooms, latrines, toilets, so they can see how you can bring a community of children to have fun being in school and playing sports, and also improving the academic standards of the schools.
Where do you get your teachers from? If they're illiterate?
They're there, and unfortunately what happens is that in 12th grade, the national exams are given to all the children, all the students in Malawi. Those who pass in 12th grade, those who do well, top 50%, they send to colleges, maybe universities.
So some do make it?
No. So those who don't do well, they send them to teachers training. So go train to be a teacher so you can go teach in the primary schools, in the middle schools, in elementary schools. I'm dealing with those people, and they have a hard time reading English. They have a hard time understanding me.
Is there a written language in Malawi?
Oh yeah, we have we can every tribe has their language, but our national language is Chichewa, so that's the national language, Chichewa. But English is encouraged. If you want to become,
you want to get into the
if you want to be educated, you have to know how to speak English, how to read it. So my problem with the elementary schools is that the exams in 8th grade they're given in English. But the boy,
they can't do English.
And the boy and the girl, they don't speak English. So when they'll get 8th grade, they don't pass.
Well,
maybe two or
It'd
three will
pass. It'd be like
pass.
you taking a test in your native language.
Exactly. So I have a program that encourages academics, sports for academics. For you to be eligible, you must be good academic standards to play in this league. And for you to be in a grassroots program, you have to pass.
So that's the carrot.
That's it.
You got a carrot out there.
So now they say, if you want to play, you got to go to school, you got to pass and have eligibility. Now they go home to mom and dad. Oh, Coach Banda gave me soccer shoes because I passed. Coach Banda gave me this because I passed. They go, wow. So I'm changing the whole way of looking at sports and academics.
Now parents are starting to look a little bit closer at
well,
this.
They have to start asking questions. Why is this guy doing this thing? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's tough to talk to the parents. So I have to talk to the girls, I have to talk to the boys. And one of the things we do with the girls, most girls don't even finish 8th grade because when they have their menstrual period, they drop
can't
out.
Go to school. And of course there's that Mooncatcher
right.
project.
So I bring a Mooncatcher with me.
Yeah.
She came this trip.
Yeah. And she's doing a wonderful job.
I
have to just quickly announce who's coming up next week, but we're going to continue talking.
Right.
I just have to kind of get this in so that they know that I'm doing it.
Right.
Next week, we have the Armenian Festival. Talk about good food. Circle Theater players are going to be coming on, talk about The Elephant Man, which is an amazing play. And then we're going to be talking about the Foothills Arts Council. We'll be talking about old songs. I love old songs. And Jan's Wanderings is going to be here. We're going to be talking about, I believe, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And then we're going to be talking about the Schenectady ARCs, Electric City Trucks, Taps, Corks, and Forks. Boy, names.
Good.
How do you raise your money?
Well, basically right now I've got friends of friends, mailing list. People can donate on our website at Banda Bola Sports Foundation.
Do they? You want money or do you want equipment?
Well, both. Basically, right now our major needs is to build the soccer complex. So we need the money.
You need money for
we
that.
need money for that, so we can show the people what I'm trying to accomplish.
And that's putting money into their economy as well.
Exactly. So they wanna see this thing being built. They see a changing room. Because right now the girls at their schools, they're changing in the bushes, where there's snakes, where there's stuff, and then there's people looking at them. So they don't think that's empowering their self-esteem. So I'm going to try to say, okay, go in the changing room. Here's
Yeah.
your equipment.
Yeah.
There's your the coach. Go in there.
You have an
Yeah.
uphill battle.
Yeah.
I
So,
applaud you. And every time you come on, you amaze me.
Thank you.
No, you really do. And
Thank you.
he emails me all the time. I mean, you email about what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you want to support the Bandabola Sports Foundation, you can give a few dollars. I
Yep.
mean, everybody gives a few dollars. It adds up.
Exactly.
If you are with a company that can donate equipment, you
Soccer
probably-
balls. So they did a soccer ball. It starts with one soccer ball, and it brings out every single child. In
But
the
if
whole village.
Nike wanted to give you 10,000
Oh
pair
man,
of sneakers, you'd take
exactly.
them.
We'll take them tomorrow. Took them yesterday.
So the sneakers would be good. I mean,
Sneak-
but and what do they wear when they play sports? Just their
Well,
regular
most
clothes?
of them wear barefoot. They play barefoot. In the
Okay.
village, we play barefoot. So for the first time, they sing a soccer shoe. So I go to first grade. I says, "You passed? Did you do well in class? Okay, here's your soccer shoe." And they take it and they're looking at it because, so how do I put it on? They don't know. So somebody have to go and sit down and show them how to tie it, and then because they never tied shoes before. So we do those kind of things, teach them the little skills of taking care of equipment, and nobody can steal from them. And we give them. Most of the things we need now is girls' shorts. That's going to be a big
Shorts,
drive.
okay.
Give us girls' shorts. Doesn't matter soccer shorts or just street.
Just plain old shorts.
All shorts they can wear to school. They can wear to play. Because right now they don't have anything. They just wear skirts and dresses if they can afford them. So I'm looking for that.
Support Bandabola
Yeah.
Sports Foundation. He's doing some wonderful work in Chautauqua.
Chituka.
Chautauqua
Chituka
yes,
village.
in Malawi.
Yes, sir.
So go visit a vacation spot of the world.
Exactly. Come on over. Come on over. Thank you.
Always good to have you on the
Thank
show
you very
today.
much for
yeah,
having me.
always good to have you here.
Thank you very
Good.
much. Yeah.
You're watching Schenectady Today and around the Capital Region.